Rise and rise and shine, beloved. Great grand rising. Come on in, come on in, come on in. Take a moment. Let me pull this up on Facebook. Take a moment. Go ahead and tag your friends, your family members. Let them know Spiritual Success TV is live. All right. Let them know Spiritual Success TV is live, and we are here. So, with that being said, we're going to do what we do, and we're going to activate the success mind. All right. So let's come all the way in and bring our heart and mind present right here, right now to the sacred moment. Let me just get a sip of this tea. All righty. And let's bring our heart and mind present to the sacred moment. Sit with your feet flat back straight. Go ahead and place a hand on heart if you want, or you can place both hands on heart. Take a good healing deep breath in and exhale. Yes, that is good, and relax from the crown of the head. Feel the skin over the scalp relax. Let your tongue and your mouth relax. Drop the shoulders down from your ears. Come on. This is a signal to tell everything in your nervous system you're ready to shift. And we breathe. And exhale. Relax just a little deeper, turning that focus inward to the rich inner light of the kingdom of God that is within. And we tap into the place where there is fullness of power, fullness of strength, unlimited insight, unlimited wisdom. And it is so. One more good healing deep breath in for the power of 3. Breathe in and exhale. Just relax deeper. And as I often say to my students every week, when we're here in this zero place, look to see, listen to hear, sense to feel what is being shown to you today. Come on in, Grand Rising Lucina. Thanks for joining us live today. All right, so let's get on into it. And today, I want to pick up where I left off with the general audience. Excuse me, right 1 second. Yeah, I had to look at that. Well, I left off with the general audience on the weekend. I sent in a general email and I post on social media. And I asked the question, what's important now? And that is the acronym that spells WIN, W-I-N. What's important now? And so when we ask that question, and I just want to take a moment, and if you saw the graphic that went along with that, everything that we do, beloved, you know this, everything that we do have an energy, a spirit, an anointing, a grace, whatever language feels right for you, attached to it. And sometimes it's good when the right energy, the right spirit, the right grace is attached to things, then we let it minister to us. And there was just so much energy, anointing, and light around this question, what's important now? And so if you're like most of the students and clients that I service, I want you to answer and let me know which of these few things are important to you now. We're looking for what's most important, right? So greater intimacy with God, clarity of your life's purpose, fulfillment of your divine assignment, what you're being asked to do now, and financial increase. Talk back to me. What's important now? Or if it's something else, put down in there what's important now. So when I did this for myself, because I always do everything that I ask you to do, because it's not enough just to hear something that sounds good. My whole focus now is helping you get tools in your hands that you can get a shift, a breakthrough, and you can transform as quickly as possible, right? So that we're moving and we're making waves. I want you to really dig down because it's never going to be on the first layer. Let me say that. It's never going to be on the first layer. We go down at least 7 layers deep when we are inquiring of the spirit, when we have questions that need to be answered, because you won't get it on the surface. You won't get it from the first round. So when we ask the question, what's important now? And so for me, it will come back, increase your quality of life. Increase your quality of life. Okay, what's important about increasing my quality of life? Your health. What's important about my health? What is the first steps that I need to take to improve my quality of life, to make sure that my health is in a place where I'm in optimal health, I'm in wellness, because I want y'all to talk back to me. We still got a ways to go here. Tell your neighbor, we still got a ways to go, right? And then when I ask that, what are the first steps that I take to start focusing in on my wellness? What's important about that step? How do I become consistent with that step? You just keep drilling down, because we all know this. We all know this. Health is greater than wealth. We used to like to say, my health is my wealth, but health is even greater than wealth, because when health is not in order, then it doesn't matter how much money you have. And when you get the feedback that nothing can be done and there's nothing that you can use money to buy to fix it, that's when we realize health is even greater than wealth. So we look at what's important now, and there's a lot going on, and I want you to talk back to me. What is important to you right now, beloved? Until you can get to that place, Grand Rising Reese, thanks for joining us live. Until you can start answering that question, what's really and honestly and truly important to you now, you don't get to move out. So where we are and what we're being asked to do in this season, we're seriously being asked to let go of all of these barriers and walls that we have put up, and we're being asked to stop cooperating with the spirit force or energy of darkness. So last week we started talking about trauma, right? Drama and shadow codes. And we started looking at that. So when I come here and I bring something to you, it's because I'm practicing it in my own life. Because that is what I do in my community. I flesh it out, work it out, and bring what I know the spirit wants me to bring to the forefront. Hey, Flora, thanks for joining us live today, right? And so we have to stop cooperating with the trauma, the drama, the shadow codes, right? The energy signatures in the body. But this is what I want to get over to you guys today. And again, we're all doing this together. You got to look at all the things that you are calling up and cooperating with that's keeping you out of living your best life. I want to take a moment to let that sink in. Because, beloved, no one is doing anything to you. We talk about this all the time, right? But when you cooperate with energies of darkness, you operate that way because you want to be hidden. What are you saying, Dr. E? All the stories that you tell yourself that you're invested in. Do you know over the years how many people I've mentored and I coach? And I want you to hear this because I know you can identify with this. And they literally fight and argue to hold on to the position, the belief, the perspective of why things cannot work for them. And I want you to take a moment to really recognize, what are you defending? What are you still arguing? What is the story you're still telling yourself and telling others? The reason why things cannot work. I'm gonna say this now. This is a little heavy. Just say ouch if your toes, get stepped on, because mine been stepped on all week, right? When you tell yourself the reason why things cannot work for you and are not working for you is because you are calling that up. Because, watch this, you want to hide. Because you are afraid. So anytime we are in comparison of self, judgment of self, fear is underlying that. And I know that you can feel this. What are the things that you keep doing? We talked about being in that loop last week. You keep going around in this loop and in this cycle because you're afraid to be your best self. You're afraid to shine with your best self. In my community with my mentor, one of the coaches recommended one of the trainings for me this week, and it was really good, right? And so, and looking at that, that's an alignment. I want you to go with me because this is the time and the season that we're in to do this introspective. And I know it's summertime and we want to be lazy and laid back, but this is a really good time, especially while Saturn is in retrograde, to go in and begin to really settle some things for yourself. So I want you to hear this well. What's important now? That's what we're speaking to. What's important now? And I want you really taking a look at what are the things that you keep calling up for yourself so that you can hide. These are our cycles and our patterns. And so whenever we are agreeing, so let's say, for instance, I talked last week about, oh my gosh, I got to unbig my back. My back is getting big again, right? Even at that, there is an agreement that I'm having with opposing forces. There's an agreement I'm having. Listen, I'm not blaming no one else. Can't blame anyone else, right? For what appears to be lacking in your life. What are you in agreement with that is contrary to what you say you want? And I want to go back and make this point because we see this all the time. People will fight tooth and nail to hold on. Grand Rising Marcus, thanks for joining us live. People will fight tooth and nail to hold on to their scenario, their story, their victimization, their negative interpretation of what's happening. They are fighting to hold on to that. Not only do we have these agreements that we make within ourselves that we fight to hold on to, and this is what I really want us dialing into, is to stop agreeing with all the nonsense and the craziness that is being perpetuated in this matrix, right? So let me talk about three things right here. Number one, I'm gonna make this real succinct. I'm gonna talk about three things. I want to talk about the agreements that you fight to keep with yourself when you're listening to your own stories, your own negative self-talk, your own negative perception, right? I want to talk about the agreement that you come into from 3D and from the systems and the structures that are there, coming into agreement with that. And then the third thing that I want to talk about is when we come into agreement with believing that there is an external force outside of ourselves that has power, authority, and dominion, and you're helpless and you can't do anything about it. So that speaks to the unseen force. Rather you call it a demon, a devil, malevolent energy, low-level energy, whatever you call it. We come into agreement with those things when we say things like, I can't earn a certain amount of money, or I can't get to a certain level. Why are we there in agreement with that? Right? So I want you to hear this because the things, and this is how you can tell some of the things that you're in agreement with. The things that you say about other people Good, bad, or indifferent is a reflection of what's in you. So when I say to my clients and my students, and I'm giving them positive feedback, and I can tell them what I see in their life, and I speak to them intuitively or prophetically, I can say those things and declare those things because that's what's in me. And the same thing works in the negative. If you're always saying something negative or have a negative judgment or a negative conclusion about someone, it's because that's in you as well. I want you to take a moment and breathe that, because we have to get free, beloved. We have to get free. So when we ask the question, and I want you guys to talk back to me and tell me, what's really important now? What is the main thing? Because you've heard me talk about this all the time, right? Because we're in this dualistic, or we're in this dimension of duality here in 3D. And we've been trained in duality all of our life. If you do A, B, and C, you could get D. If you do this, God will bless you. If you don't do this, God won't bless you. If you don't say this right, the devil's going to get you. You know, all of this duality. And we've lived our life and all of this duality, living our life with all of this dominion over our head, right? All of this dominion over our head, where we're not coming into divine sovereignty, right? So when we have that and we're in this realm of duality, and it's an either or, but we need to be in both and. You don't know how many people that I have come into the community, they get right to where they're going to make a decision, and it's either or. Either I do this or I do that. And I tell them, and y'all have heard me say this, beloved, there's always a way. How about you do both and look for that to open up? We are living in a wonderful and amazing time. There is so much that is open for us, but if you don't understand and discern where you are, and if you don't know what's important for you now, you're going to keep ping-ponging back and forth in that 3D realm of duality, thinking that there's all these things that have authority and dominion over your life, all of these systems and peoples and prejudices that are blocking you. But can somebody talk back to me right now and say, nothing can block me? Nothing can stop me. Come on. Throw those hands up and then talk back to me. Nothing can stop me. Nothing can block me. No one has authority over me in this 3D realm. I'm sovereign. I'm divine. I have privilege of agency. And nothing is stopping you except you. Nothing is blocking you except you. I can hear you saying, Dr. E, you know what? I know that in theory. I know that conceptually. But now I want to live that way. So here it is, and I'm ending with this. So I talked about the things that we're in agreement with, that we allow to block us. And this is where we got to lift the weight. Hey, Lane. Oh, Mama Lane. Thanks for joining us live today. I love you. Listen, beloved. So this is where we do the real lifting. You have to make the choice to shift your perspective, shift your focus, shift your belief. Listen, beloved, so many of you are forcing yourself to stay anchored in a system that's already dead, no longer working for you, and you're trying to force yourself to fit in that box, and you're tired, and you're frustrated, and you're worn out because you keep trying to make things fit a certain way. And y'all know one of the songs I sing on this all the time, let go, let go, let God have his wonderful way. I want to usher us in to that dimension today where we are letting go of all the preconceived notions, letting go of all the things that you think that you have to do to prove yourself. Now, I want you really talking back to me right here. And I want you to affirm, I am fine as I am. I want you to say that, and I'm going to tell you why. I want you to say that. Talk back to me. I am fine as I am. Because we don't regularly esteem ourselves and believe who we are in our God self, we often focus on what we would call a shortcoming. I don't have a shortcoming. I don't have a shortcoming. I don't look at myself in that way. I look at myself as I'm on an evolutionary journey, and I am committed to evolving. I am committed to believing the things that will empower me, not the things that will disempower me. So when we tell all these stories about this system is against me, this group is against me, the cards are stacked against us, we can't make it. When we do that, you are diminishing your divinity. Come on and talk back to me. I don't see nobody saying I'm fine as I am. I know you're afraid to say it because you've been taught that there's just so much more. Even when we look at our shadow codes, what did I teach you about the shadow self? It's a part of you that you embrace. You embrace all parts of you. And you have to make the decision to see yourself the way that you have been divinely created. So today, what I want to do, I just want to speak and I want to break up some things. I want to break up the fear of people. Break up the fear of judgment coming from people. Break up the fear of using your voice, of using your gifting, the fear of being different, the fear of being seen differently, right? So you all know Unique is coming. And one of the things that I love about Unique, yes, Marcus, I'm fine as I am. I love it. You got it. You got it. You see how he capitalized I am? Right. I'm fine as I am. What we're going to be integrating is all of us into I am, so that that becomes the dominant identity in your life. I am. I'm fine as I am. Right? That becomes the dominant identity. That becomes the dominant frequency in your life. So you're not used to seeing yourself in this way of grandeur or magnificence, right? Or magnitude. A Course in Miracles have a teaching that I love. It's called magnitude versus littleness. In Christian vernacular, it may say flesh versus spirit, or the carnal man versus the spiritual man. Magnitude versus littleness. Until you make the choice and the decision on a daily basis to embrace your I amness, your divinity, your sovereignty, and let all this stuff go, all of these mandates in 3D go, you're not going to be able to live the best life that you are here to live. This goes for me. It goes for you. We are all working. We're all doing this together, right? So we talked about, thank you, yes, we talked about those agreements that we have. Reese says, yes, I love that. I'm naturally supernatural. I am in control of my divine existence. Absolutely. Yes, 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 Lucina. Nothing can block me. I am wonderful as I am. When we really believe that, I'm wonderful as I am, right? Nothing can stop me. Nothing can block me. I'm naturally supernatural. When you really start believing and knowing that that is your identity, and again, I want to break up some things. I want to call you out of the background into the forefront. It's time to stop hiding. And when we say stop hiding, we're not going into pushing our way. We're going into allowing ourselves to emerge, allowing the God self to emerge. So now it's time to really ask the question, what's important now? What's important now? Because what's important now may not be what was important 5 years ago, 3 years ago, 6 months ago. This is something you have to routinely ask yourself, and I release you from this, from FOMO, the fear of missing out. You think you're going to miss something if you let go, if you release, if you surrender all. But that is the place of richness. It's the place of miracles. It is the place where you are so okay, and you're not fighting for anything. You're not striving for anything. All of that stuff that we do from the fourth dimensional realm, that low 4D realm of striving and pushing and using all of this mental energy. And that's not the same thing as mental efficacy, because mental efficacy allows you to see and know, because you're flowing from that 5D realm of God consciousness. Your Christ consciousness, your Christ awareness is so activated that you don't have to push, you don't have to fight. In these few 30 minutes that we spend here, I'm working on refining and refining and refining things down to little small bites and putting tools in your hand so that you can get results, quick results. Because watch this. This is what I know. It doesn't matter what key I give you to unlock your cage. If you don't understand that key and have faith to believe that that key can unlock your cage, you won't touch the key. How many classes have you taken? Courses have you taken? Certifications you have? Degrees you have? I know people that have double master's degrees, doctorate degrees, special licensing, and not working in any of it. Because on a deep cellular level, we're not believing that all is well. We're not believing all things are mine. And we're on this lifelong journey of mastery, and you're just going to keep at it and keep at it and keep at it until you move from one realization to the next, to the next, to the next, until when you look around, you can see the transformation. What's important now? Somebody talk back to me. What do you know? What's important now? Is it getting closer to God? But even that, there's so much, y'all, there's so much I want to say, so much I want to give you, because what's been happening for me, I would say in the last probably 12 months, and really strong the last 6 months, I'm being shown all the places in a deeper way, all the places that we getting stuck and trapped. I don't even like the word stuck. But where the trap is, where we walk into these traps because we're believing certain narratives or scenarios. We're believing things that have been put in place by ourselves, by others, and then from the unseen realm as well. We're getting trapped in these scenarios. We have so much baggage. But beloved, today I decree freedom. I decree liberty. I decree that you will be activated in your divine sovereignty, that you will awaken, and you will recognize that there is no power greater than your power in this 3D realm. Nothing in this 3D realm has more power and authority over you than you. You are divine sovereign in this 3D realm. So I just want to breathe the breath of life over you today so that you begin to see things differently and you understand what's most important now. And you won't compare that to anyone or anything. You won't look to the left or to the right, but you will tap in to your rich inner life, that place where there's wealth and there's wisdom and there's divine instruction, and you will have faith there. You will have faith to believe that what you're being shown, what you're being given is the key. What you're being shown, what you're being given is the key. Somebody talked back to me and said, I have the key. Somebody else talked back to me and said, I know what to do. I have the strategy. Come on, beloved. I have the key. I have the strategy. And I promise you, from summer solstice to winter solstice, we're using this 6-month marker. You're going to get results. You're going to shift. Your life is going to change. I want you to come on up. I feel this so strongly. Come on up and raise the vibration, raise the frequency so that you see only abundance. You see only increase mentally, emotionally, financially, spiritually, physically, only increase. That's all we see. That's all you know is increase. I want you to see the day goes Shabbat. Excuse me, y'all. Here we go. I just saw a door open up in the realm of the spirit. And I hear that the way has already been made. You have only but to trust and walk through that door. Will anybody walk through the door with me today? Come on and walk through the door. I feel this real strong, right? I feel this real strong. I want you to sow seed into this word so that you would know what's important now. And I want you to use the acronym Winning Seed 2888. Winning Seed. I want you to name the seed Winning Seed. From summer solstice, which kicked off June 21st to December 21st, SSL, we're going in. We're going in. We're using this 6-month container and we're going in. And I promise you, you're going to see yourself winning. You're going to win. 2888. Somebody talk back to me. 2888. Tell your neighbor, sow seed, sow seed. If we was together, I would say sow seed, sow seed. Tell your neighbor, sow seed. These are all the ways that you can give, beloved. By now, you should have taken a screenshot of this. That's all the ways you can give. 2888. Yes, I have the strategy. Beginning writing this, and a blind man spoke to me today at a train station at 6:30 a.m. and said, if you build it, they will come. My. It's my winning season. Yes, yes, yes. I love that links. Yes. 2888. And I love that there are no commas there. So that gives me 22,888. And that is the level. Tell your neighbor, that's the level we want to be able to really sow and invest at, and it won't hurt anything, right? Come on, we got the 3 8s in there, the number of Christ in Gematria, right? And the double blessing in front of that. So these are all the ways that you can give. Come on and be a blessing. It's only just going to help me do what we do over here. But more than that, this is your working. This is why sacred text says faith without works is dead. This is your working this word now and putting your faith and putting your tangible substance on what we're doing and saying it's time to win. See, what we do is when we hear things, because if I sit, for those of you that know this language, if I'm sitting apostolically or prophetically, right? And the power is in the words that we are speaking to give it life. As Jesus the Christ said, the words that I speak, their spirit and their life. Then you've got to do some kind of working, right? And we already said your giving is your worship. We're worshiping with that. We're giving with that. So with that being said, beloved, I want you meditating on that. What's important now? And then when you go down 7 layers, right? So every time an answer comes, you ask the question about that answer. And when you get that answer, then you ask another question about that second answer. And then you ask it until you go all the way down, because the true answer is never going to be on the surface from your head. You want to drill down to know what's really important now. And I guarantee you, you're going to land in a place that's so special and so sacred to you. It has nothing to do with what's popular. It has nothing to do with what everybody else is doing. It's going to have to do with what comes up in your spirit and what comes up in your heart. I want you to trust that. I want you to trust that. He that dwelleth in the secret place, right? The secret place, that rich inner life of the kingdom that is within. All your knowledge and wisdom is there. Okay, so you got that part, but you got to do the workings. You got to have faith in what you hearing, seeing, sensing, and then you got to work that thing. Work it, work it, work it. If you only had $2.88, you take that and you work it. You work it. Somebody would say $28.88 is not enough. I don't feel that. Then for you, $288, so that you're putting working with that. And I'm done with that. All right, lovelies, listen. SSLers, it's the first Monday of the month. I've already gotten new direction. You know, this is what we do the first week of the month. We're going in and we're hearing. And I want each of you doing that. We don't meet tomorrow at 12.